Hey yo, Cece here, just following along with my general routines on how I kind of stay on track with fitness and other kind of daily routines to keep me in order to just kind of help me with my ADHD. And also, I sometimes have little health issues. A lot of us come with different neurodivergencies. We have different things that go along with it. Um, for me, I'm just allergic to a lot of medications. A lot of things don't work the way that they're supposed to. I get a lot of inflammation for different reasons, and just I also I bleed from the inside if I drink coffee and stuff like that. So just a bunch of weird stuff, and kind of how I flow through my life, coming up with new ways and different ways to just kind of keep myself on track, hopefully to motivate you to look for ways to keep yourself on track as well. So, where we ended it, I was on my cravings week. Again, this is, a little bit more geared towards women because I'm a woman. So, my cycles include, menstrual cycles. And so, mine just ended, and so that's really great. What I was doing was basically making sure I was eating desserts every day. It was chocolate, it was extra desserts, it was replacing whole meals with desserts if I really wanted to. I had just lost like 10 pounds. So honestly, I gained like 2 back while I was bloating because it was my cycle. That happens when I'm not at my ideal weight. When I am at my ideal weight, I tend to like not bloat during my cycle. So that's just like another health signal that I can look forward to. But because it was just lots and lots of cravings and I just lost a bunch of weight, I decided that instead of trying to hammer through, I was just going to kind of go with the flow. And I just did, and we're done with that. Now, since we're done with that, my cravings are a little bit more manageable, and it's easier for me to kind of like buckle down and take another leap forward in my journey. So as long as I'm kind of like going with the flow, it doesn't stress me out. It doesn't bother me that I just had that huge cravings week, because that was part of the plan. But moving forward, we're going to attack it at a different level. For one, I'm definitely getting rid of the daily dessert. I would rather have a once a week dessert anyway. I want it to be cheesecake, not some kind of rationed Cadbury egg kind of dessert thing anyway. I don't want to have to feel like I need a Cadbury egg to go to bed. That's weird and dependent on different stuff. I don't like it. And there's no fiber and protein in a Cadbury egg. So moving forward, because I'm not going to stop wanting chocolate, I'm just going to change how I eat chocolate. It's just going to be different kinds of chocolate and a lot less of it. For one, sometimes it's going to be bananas. I'm going to replace as many sweets as possible with just fruit. So I'm going to be stocking up on fruit. I usually use the excuse that it's too expensive. I'm going to get over that excuse, and I'm going to buy my favorite fruits. I love berries. I hate bananas, but I will eat them if they're around. And so I'm going to try to eat a banana every day for the potassium and because they're really good. And they also have just tons of sugar, so it'll still turn that sugar part of your brain on. Another thing is I'm going to resort to some other things. I really like muscle milk, plus it was on sale at Costco. So this is like 25 grams of protein. If I really, really crave chocolate, at least I can also get some protein in this one, or also these Built Puff bars, which I also get at Costco. They're like $3.99 if you get them each at the convenience store, but they were like $1 each with the sale, and I think it's like $1.50 each when you got them off of sale. So it's actually a pretty good deal, and those kind of actually fill you up a little bit. They've got like 1 gram of sugar in them, and I avoid whey protein just on principle. Neither one of them use whey protein. One of them is collagen, and the other one is like high lactate protein and stuff like that. So I try to stick with things like that. They're also both have very, very low sugar. So outside of fruit sugar, I'm going to be trying to have low sugar if I'm having my chocolate treats. Also, I have probiotics, and those are gummies, and also those Welch's fruit snack packs, which I've been letting myself have like unlimited fruit snack packs per day. I'm going to say no more than 1 fruit snack pack per day, because this is as close as I can get to having self-control around food. I am definitely like a 5-year-old left unsupervised in the kitchen, and the closest I can do to having food priorities is making sure that I am just aware of my goals for what I have for my food, and as long as I see that as the food is part of like a bigger picture, it's easier for me to attach the desire to eat that way. Because otherwise, if I just let my little chipmunk gremlin brain take over, it's just going to be like all day long. It was like, oh, that was tasty. Oh, that was tasty. Oh, that was tasty. Like, and it just like does that as like a little easy dopamine search all day long. And I don't even know why, because my ADHD, I am a generally cheery person. I just like that extra little poop. So what I have to do is just remind myself a little bit more often of my long-term goals, and just kind of remind myself that I am attaching the way that I eat to my long-term goals. That helps me gain dopamine from doing good things. That makes me like, oh, good, I ate a protein bar instead of a Snickers bar, and I get the dopamine from that. Like I'm snacking on that dopamine instead, which is much, much healthier for me. And I guess we just kind of keep going. So hopefully we'll start seeing some more major changes, because that's a pretty major change, cutting out candy and stuff like that and replacing with protein bars. So we're definitely going to give that a shot this week, and probably the rest of the month if it just keeps working the way that it should. I also upped my steps a little bit, not per day, because I think 10,000 on a busy day is like, that's good. I'm out there walking at like 10 o'clock at night still sometimes to catch up with myself. But I am still trying to kind of like push for more than that. You know, it's like, well, 10,000, but I see that as a minimum. So if I catch a chance or an opportunity where I can get 15,000 steps, I'm seeing it as more of like, just like a goal, like and my ADHD again loves that, because it's my little competitive video game loving nature, you know, thing where I want to catch a higher score and a higher score and a higher score. And that helps me. I use that kind of method when it comes to savings accounts, money and things like that. But it's also kind of how I use it for lifestyle and goals and things like that too, just what I want to do. So it's all about just kind of, you know, adjusting your dopamine hunt and what it is that makes you satisfied, you know. And I think when you replace cravings and just kind of like random lackadaisical living almost, which we get caught up in, we get our little sluggy days and it can turn into straight up potato years, you know. we're just thumping. But when we can replace that, we can drive that into long-term goals and things that we can actually achieve at. I think people with ADHD are actually really, really good at excelling at that. We get hyper-focused, suddenly we're ambitious, suddenly we're ready to go. And the biggest deal is not letting anything catch us up, trip us up, and cost us to, you know, flop back down on the couch. You know, how do you kick that horse? You know, how do you stay motivated to keep getting up on that horse no matter what, guys? We all have our challenges. Those might just be yours. Cheers.